right, don't forget the claps back there.
Hague needs a 2-putt bogey to win here on number 72 at the Rusty Putter in St. John. Ooh. He zips that one past the hole, and with that tap in, another 3-putt puts Hague and Perry score through 72.
Oh my God, yeah. Yo, we're back.
Look at that.
Yeah, we got some fans
a
here
live
now, huh?
studio audience. We open up the garage door over here, and next thing you know, we got fans. People coming in.
People walking in. We're becoming a thing.
Yeah.
We could have a studio audience. I wouldn't mind it.
all
Show's
4
growing.
people.
Come by every Wednesday, 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Agency.
Hit a couple golf balls. Listen to
There you
some
go.
crazy stories about things that happen, and meet great people like Nick.
We got a lot to talk about today, that's for sure.
Nick, take your victory lap.
So
Trot him out. Trot him out.
Yep. Last time I was here was Kentucky Derby week, right?
It was.
So
You had a fancy hat on.
We had a fancy hat on. We had a cigar. Hague wasn't here. I almost started smoking a cigar at his place, but
That's okay.
I had respect for him, and I did not do that. So, but anyway, yes, we had Kentucky Derby. We had some plays that I gave for you guys.
Who we pick?
Well,
Which one paid? How about that?
Well, the winner was an 18-1.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
18 to
a
1.
great
right?
start on any.
I had a $58 bet on the 18-1, paid out $1,100, $1,075.
All right.
$58 bet. That's it.
Are you sure that you wanted to tell
What about
everyone
the
what
other
that paid with your wife listening?
It's already gone anyway, so it don't matter. But anyway, we did pick the first 3 horses, not in a row, but we picked that. Those were some to watch right there with some decent odds. So people could have made some money. They could have called Tony to possibly get pre-approved.
Yeah.
So-
you had Majestic Dan, or what was the name of it?
Mystic Dan.
Mystic
yep.
Dan?
Yep.
Mystic Dan.
Wow.
I allotted myself $100 to bet on the Derby. I did. I bet $58 in that round number because I did a ton of $1 trifecta bets trying to hit. And then I was so tired of doing that, I said screw it, and I put $58 on Mystic Dan, 18-1 right before the race, and there
Man,
we go.
wasn't it like a
So-
photo finish too?
Yes, closest finish in the Derby history, actually.
They
Man,
gotta, those horses need to watch Cars and learn from Lightning McQueen about sticking the tongue out.
right?
That's how you know that we got little kids. You can memorize all the Cars.
Movie references.
Oh man, Ice Age has been the Perry family.
Ice
TH.
That was on repeat for a minute. It might come back. They
What's
come
that?
in and out too.
What's big at the Hague household right now?
We were on a major real Lion King, that movie. We've been
nice.
watching that over and over and over. But we also showed Rhett Jurassic Park, and now he's obsessed with Jurassic Park.
Loves dinosaurs.
Even the
That's
one where
old school
they eat the guy, he just watches it. It's great.
Yeah, so he's into villains. He's all right with villains.
He's okay with them.
Holden hates anytime there's someone moderately scary or the bad guy, he'll close his eyes or whatnot. However, one time I was watching The Dark Knight, and I did catch him on the landing, peeking over, and I'm like, yet he likes Heath Ledger's Joker, just like his dad. Got a little dark side to him.
Nice.
All right, so Nick's picks, they paid out. He took his victory lap.
Yep.
What else is going on here? We had a PGA Championship.
Holy cow. That was an action-packed weekend.
A lot of
A lot of stuff going down.
we had Preakness too, right?
We did have the
Preakness
Preakness,
happened?
yep, but we didn't do any picks on that
No,
one. so
no picks
And
on there.
no.
I didn't.
I
know
don't
who
have a
won.
victory lap on that one.
Did who won the Preakness? I didn't even
I
look.
forgot.
Wasn't
Of course I
Mr.
really
Dan. All right,
wasn't,
so
yeah.
We don't
We
have
didn't do
it.
picks, didn't
We
have
didn't
invested
care.
interest in that one.
We don't have a Triple Crown potential, so
Nope.
But
who
if you-
cares anymore?
Yeah.
Moving on to golf.
But if you had money on Scheffler, you were a little bit shaky on, was it Saturday morning?
Saturday morning, right?
Wow. I mean, what the hell happened?
That is wild. I guess we could try to maybe avoid all the political
Yeah.
jokes, but
Come on. I mean, gosh, I've met that guy. He must be the nicest guy ever. I've met him a couple times. Super nice, super straightforward. I mean, wouldn't hurt a fly type of his presence. And now he's getting cuffed.
And then you see
thrown
that,
back.
right?
he booked, processed,
Wow.
back to the course. Played pretty decent round though.
Yeah. I mean, good for him. I mean, Xander Schauffele pulls it off finally. He was in second place forever. So that's cool to see him get a major.
DeChambeau all of a sudden with those 3D printed irons.
Yeah. He's coming out, baby.
I did see a video of him talking about hitting his 9-iron 185 yards
That is insane.
and parking, no roll, just bites.
Wow.
Just straight in the air. Not I can hit it that far, but I had to blade it.
Nick, how long you hit your 9-iron?
Not even close to that. I don't want to.
All right, so we had a little, some fun event there at the PGA Championship. I don't know. I don't even watch baseball anymore. The White Sox are atrocious.
No idea.
Maybe won a game or two. Nick, what are you? White Sox or
I'm a
Cubs?
Cubs fan.
Hell yeah.
I'm a Cubs fan, so
I
they're
wouldn't
doing
know
okay.
where they're
They're
at.
struggling a little bit right now, but I think they're
Wouldn't know.
second place. I'm Milwaukee right now.
All right.
Struggling a little bit. They did beat Atlanta last night in a walk-off.
As long as they're ahead of the Cardinals.
they're ahead of the Cardinals. I think Cardinals are last in our division.
See, where I grew up, there was no White Sox. It was either Cubs or Cardinals. White Sox didn't even exist. So, obviously I picked the Cubs. So
Not real big on the American League, are you?
Yeah, I don't
You-
no.
You hate the designated hitter?
No, I actually like it.
Yep.
I just didn't have a choice. It just wasn't a thing. But had I picked the Cardinals, I would have had a lot more fun, like in the early 2000s when they won all the World Series.
Yep.
But instead, no.
All right.
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah, we
Who
have.
who can forget 2016?
Yeah, or if you're a White Sox fan, who could forget 2005?
All right.
Everybody.
But it's been a while. Bears fan, who could forget 1985? There you go.
Wow.
I was born
actually-
in '94, so
Actually, I heard something yesterday. Speaking of like the cost of everything increasing and how to budget, right? So I was listening to a Bears season ticket holder talk about how his season tickets prior to the renovation were $44 a game.
Wow.
After the renovation, they went to like 100. After the Lovie Smith gets an extension, they're like 120. His season ticket cost per game, the cheapest game this year with the Seahawks, $249 a
For
season.
one ticket?
For one ticket.
wow.
I mean, and if you're bringing a family to a Bears game, you're $2,000 in.
Oh, I mean,
Just tickets, yeah.
tickets and
Parking.
parking is what, $70?
Food.
Beer,
Yeah.
like, everything, like, and it's a whole day too. Because when you're getting down there, probably what, be on the south
$2,000
lot?
for a foot? No. Imagine a party you could throw at a bar for $2,000
That's
and
what I'm
watch
saying.
it.
Exactly.
Nice big TV.
Yeah,
some
and
heat,
you don't have to worry about the
beers right
weather.
there.
Yeah.
You don't got to walk, like wait in line for the bathrooms.
No thanks.
So things have, costs have gone up on some stuff. I think one of the trends that we're seeing, Nick, and you and I talked about this, and we currently have a customer that's kind of gone through this.
Yep.
We're also seeing corporate landlords divest their real estate holdings in the Chicago metro area right now.
Really?
And I think there's a lot of things that go on with that. You have, especially in the south suburbs, you have like all these municipalities moving to rental real estate licensing and frequent inspections, tons of fines, tons of fees, right?
Yep.
So if you are a landlord, that's something you have to deal with. You're probably absorbing. But if you're a corporate landlord and you have tons of homes, you're looking at this going, well, that just erodes all of cash flow.
Yeah, because then you got to hire someone to manage that. There's costs involved in it. So your margin is just getting thinner. They're like, all right, where can we put our money instead?
Yeah, and then they know, like we've talked about this on repeat here. We know we've had now all of Will County's tax bills came out, and eventually in the next couple of months, I actually saw it on ABC the other day, called Tax Apocalypse for the South Cook area. I don't want to scare everyone that lives there, but it's something that's
Yeah.
going to happen, right?
What is it? I don't know what it is.
So in Cook County, they do triennial reassessment. So 1/3 of Cook County is always up for reassessed values.
Sure.
The southern part of Cook County, so like all along 80, south of 80 there, is up for reassessment this past year.
Ruh-roh.
So it'll result in the second half of the pay 2024 bill, which is tax year 23, if you want to get real
Right.
technical.
Yep.
Resulting in, if tax rates stay approximately the same, between 35 and 45% increase in people's tax bills.
Oh wow.
You know what always happens when that goes down is that trickles down obviously to people who've escrowed their mortgages, right? And they end up always calling and being like, "Why did my insurance go up?" I'm like, "Dude, it's your taxes. Like your taxes just went up like by triple."
Yep.
Wow, that's scary.
It's yeah, and then like so you figure like these large corporations, right? They don't care about this person who has he's a 10-year vet from the Marines, service-connected disability. They don't give two squirts of piss about
Mm-mm.
his life and his kids.
Not two
right?
squirts of piss.
Exactly.
That's-
We're not a family show today.
yeah.
I almost said something else, but they just don't care, right? This guy, he's just he's a source of cash flow or a source of revenue to their corporation every month. Hey, you know what? We're getting rid of all these houses. You got to be gone in 60 days.
Yeah.
Thrust into the having to either find rental housing
Yep.
quickly, which isn't,
Not an
rental
easy task.
inventory is not that easy, right?
Mhm.
Not by us anyway.
And then if you're going to try to find something quickly, right? those landlords are going to know that you're over a barrel.
Mhm.
And hey, we're going to need extra money for security deposit,
2
first
months
month,
down.
yeah, and
Last month's rent. Yep.
yeah. So if you're looking at a $2,500 rental, you're probably $7,500 out of pocket to start it.
Yep.
That $7,500 could probably be a down payment for you on an FHA loan or a 3% down conventional. Fortunately, this person, veteran, qualifies for a VA loan, service connected disability, over 75% disability rating. So when he buys his house, his real estate taxes will go to zero too.
Yep.
However, he wasn't ready to really buy. This kind of just got thrust upon him, right?
Yep.
And now we have a market situation where we don't have a lot of houses available to buy. However,
he's got to find a house and close within 60 days.
yes.
And it takes how long to close an house? 35 to 40 days, give or take.
Yeah, I mean,
Illinois.
I'd say 30
Yep.
35 is a normal timeline
Yep.
there, right? So he's got to find a house.
Making sure everything goes smoothly,
Yeah, and the only way that he was able to do this is by taking a deep breath, not getting super strung out, like fired up about everything, and going, okay, I'm going to take one day to get all of my financial paperwork organized, review my budget, and talk to somebody.
Yep.
And then from there, I know what my budget is, and I know that I want to be in this school district because I want my kids to stay in these schools, and go, okay, what do my payments look like at this price point for this size house here? If
And
you
narrow it down.
listen, if you're
Yep.
renting, and some people, it makes sense for them to rent. I'm not going to sit there and be one of these people. Home ownership's for everybody. It's
Yeah,
not for
you can't
everybody.
unilaterally say that. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some good. There's situations where it's perfect to do.
And yeah, and we could go through all those on a different day when we don't got to speed up because old poop hands over here.
You got to get some background to that.
Exactly. No, let's call it poop.
Yeah.
So obviously we all have kids. Nick's kid decided to have a little poop
A
accident.
little
man.
5 minutes late today, walking out the door, getting everything ready to bring her to the babysitter, and she decided that was the time when
Was
she was
it
going to
a-
let it go.
Was it an outfit ruiner?
It wasn't, but it wasn't. It was a bad one.
My wife gets mad at me because I'm just like, throw it away.
Yeah.
That's going to ruin everything else.
Just-
in the,
Yeah,
Throw it away.
nothing you can do about that.
a stain ain't coming out of that one.
No, no saving that one.
I'm not washing that
But-
with my clothes.
Yeah, but like you said, so a week later after that, he's under contract in a house on a good
Got it.
investment.
Cool.
Yeah, that he had, and his whole life now has changed, obviously. But now he's got something that he's own. He's going to make some payments on something that he can actually make some money off in the future. And
Yeah.
not be told when he has to leave. That's up to him when he leaves now.
Yep.
And
He now is
be able
in
to
control.
capitalize.
He's back in control of the stability factor, and I think that there's like one thing. All of these corporations, everyone they preach they want to get you in the convenience mode. You want to pay for convenience.
Mhm.
Well, stability I think is more important, right?
Yep.
Stable housing. You have 2 or 3 kids. They're in school. You don't have to disrupt that. So now he's in charge of all of that. His actual mortgage payment, once those taxes fall off, are going to be $145 a month more than what he's paying in rent.
Yeah.
For something he's going to own.
somebody's owning and then make some money out in the long run.
Exactly.
Be able to capitalize on it.
And he entered the marketplace, found the right house in the right town, but he knew, but
$145 more.
yeah,
Is there a way he could probably earn that back somehow?
exactly. And if he can't, we're going to talk about exactly what he can do to make a lifestyle change to do it. But I think if you're renting right now, and there's I've had conversations with a lot of people about their landlords deciding to sell their houses. We got another person right now. Hey, guess what? Your house got bought a tax sale. You got to go. Oh, my landlord hasn't been paying the taxes with my rent money, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man, they sold out from under him.
Exactly. And there's a lot of crappy things that happen to people. If you're in that situation, right? All you got to do is to be ready to have someone look at your budget. Is be organized. You get your pay stubs, put them in a folder on your computer,
Yeah.
save them on your phone. Like you're gonna flip jobs. I can't encourage you enough. And I did a video on this the other day about variable income. Download your last pay stub and just keep it in a file.
Yeah.
It will help a mortgage professional go through your finances like that. If I have that paperwork in 15 minutes, I could tell you how much you can afford to within $10.
Yeah.
And it's this organization. It's not like necessarily long-term planning. It's this organization.
Yeah.
Will put you in a spot to succeed, because when you come to Nick and say, hey, I need to buy a house. Well, Nick, what's your budget? Where do you want to be?
Yep.
Okay, we can go hyper-focused on that search. And if I'm going to beat down doors to find you a house to buy, I'm going to beat down doors to find you a house to buy, right, Nick?
Yep. No, that's it. And then talking with you and seeing, a lot of people can get pre-approved for a certain amount, but do they want to pay that monthly bill? So now we can kind of narrow down the search, see where we want to be, and it just makes it that much easier. Like I said, a week later with that, his whole world got turned upside down. He had to go. We said, let's talk with Tony. Let's get you set up. Luckily, he was organized. So you got all the stuff. You were able to tell him right then and there what you can afford. And then, anytime we're looking at houses or, we're sending them to you, hey, what's the payment going to be? Okay, now I know what I really want to afford. Bam, we went out on the weekend. We looked at some houses, and there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's the biggest thing. This person, hey, someone took previously when I was kicking around the idea of buying a house that I could afford $450,000. Well, let's talk about the payment on that. Well, they never told me the payment.
Yeah.
They never told you what the payment is.
Yep.
You don't know what you're signing up for. You're going to sign on documents for a 6-figure loan. You don't know what the payment. Like, no one took the time to do that.
Here's
Yeah.
the closing
But it
table.
happens all the time.
Here's your payment at the closing table. What?
Yeah, exactly.
it's too late
So,
now.
let's talk about things that people can do just to save a little bit more or be in that difference mode, right? I think, Nick, you've sold enough houses, you've listed enough houses. $15,000 on a budget could be the difference between buying in the town you want to buy in or buying the house that you really want to buy versus settling, right?
No, absolutely.
Sometimes 30,000 might be the number.
Yeah.
But we've sat here and harped for all year now on budgeting and discipline, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to try this out, see what happens, and that way people can understand that even someone like me who's super busy, loves convenience, doesn't mind going through a drive-through to get a coffee or get breakfast and eat while driving, making phone calls, all of that stuff. I can slow it up, change my breakfast routine, probably get a little healthier, and save $1,200 to $1,500 a year by a small change. And we were laughing talking about it, right? It's all in this cup right here.
Yeah. Coffee's expensive.
And I love coffee. Adam, I know you love
I'm
coffee.
addicted to it.
Nick, you love espresso.
I love coffee. It's coffee in the morning, and then I'll espresso if I need it during the day. But
Yeah.
always
So
good.
What I looked at was if I just took 50 weeks a year by five days a week, right? 5 working days technically. And then it said 50 weeks, so you figure you got holidays and some other things that fall through that actually might drive this number up, the savings up more.
Right.
I was spending between $9 and $10 a morning at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts.
Makes sense. That tracks.
Coffee, a sandwich. If you're at Starbucks, hey, the machine's going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Not hey, throw me a couple bucks for the crew because we hooked you up type thing.
Yeah, you're tipping now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
$2.
But
What?
it's the machine's going to ask,
Yeah.
sir, this machine's going to ask you a question. Well, what's
Right.
it going to ask me?
Yeah. 18%, 20%.
Yeah, exactly.
25%.
How about like seriously, if you're in that
Custom
if you're in
tip.
that role, just say, hey, we took great care of you this morning, right? You mind throwing $1 to the crew, $2 to the crew?
Yeah.
God forbid we got to ask a question.
I'm
Anyways.
looking in the eye. I can't wait.
Yeah. But so if you take $9 by 250 days a year, that's $2,250. All right.
Yeah.
I've looked at it and I go, all right, I can buy ground coffee. Now, finding the coffee maker is a little bit different. I'm not going to lie, I'm a coffee snob, so I did a ton of research. Bought one that's a little, throws the budget out of kilter.
Does it
to
do all the
switch.
things and makes whatever the
No. So it only makes coffee.
Okay.
However, it makes coffee like they tested it, and there's like some European coffee testing facility.
It makes the best coffee.
It makes they use a thing called the golden cup rule.
Okay.
99.5% of the time, it meets the metrics on the golden cup rule.
Well, if I knew what the golden cup rule was, I'd be really.
Yeah, I only started reading about that. It's like
Yeah,
it's
you
all
got
about like I don't know, like all these words I don't know. It's all it looks classy, but it's also like very utilitarian. However, it was like $300.
Yeah.
It's not like it, I
got
have another coffee maker that costs $700.
I got into pour over coffee. Literally, you just grind it. You have the thing. You heat the water up and pour it over. It's done. It's $12.
You put it on that, yeah, on that.
Yeah, it's
You
like a
can do
little
that.
craft. So
I got into French, like I did French press coffee for a little
Me
bit
too.
too. It's just a hassle, like a little bit of a hassle.
It's super, super strong.
Yeah,
It just sits in there and like absorbs
like-
all the shit.
coffee syrup, it's black tar
Yeah.
coffee. Sell that on the streets. Anyways, I look at it going, all right, so what else can I do? Right, I'm also eating food from this place that is probably terribly unhealthy.
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, do a little research, find these breakfast bowls that you can get at Costco, Sam's Club, Meijer, Strachan Van Til for like just under $3, right?
Yeah.
Factor that in, charge myself $1 for the coffee, which probably doesn't even really cost $1,
No.
but when I factor in time, all that other stuff,
Where'd we come out?
$1,000 a year. So $1,250 a year in savings.
$100 a month.
100 on the dot, right?
Wow.
Now let's talk about how easy it is to pull out a credit card when you're at these places or use Apple Pay. Oh, I don't even have anything in my wallet. I'm just going to tap my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's linked to a credit card. If you take that $2,250 that you spent on Dunkin' Donuts, right, or Starbucks or Big B, whatever company it is, you factor in a 25% interest rate on that, which most credit cards are 25 to 29. That's $560 a year in interest. It's $47 a month.
That's half of the savings
Yeah.
that you would have saved on the other side.
Yeah, so it's $47 a month.
Wow.
Now, if you go with this with discipline, right? Now we've gotten you to almost $150 a month in budgetary savings. That's the difference between $15,000 and $30,000 in price point.
Yeah.
Or affordability. That we always tell people basically every $5,000 is $35 a month.
And that's per person. So if you're married, now that doubles, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
if
and like,
there's
I look at
kids
this like this is just a very low estimate for me because I go, all right, that's 5 days a week of me working. Saturdays and Sundays, well, my wife wants a cup of tea, my son wants a hot chocolate.
Mhm.
I'm not kidding. On a Sunday in the winter, we'll spend $39 at Big B for a coffee, a
it's
tea,
real.
a hot chocolate,
That's
and
real.
2 bagels.
Yep.
So like, this is just a conservative estimate, right? And I always hear, well, that payment's going to be too high. $100 more a month is not going to do it. I promise you that you can find $100 a month in your budget.
You could
You
if
can.
you wanted to.
I mean, and I just wanted to, and like then we look at the trans fat count and the saturated fat and all these other foods. You're like, well, I could actually eat this and maybe lose a couple pounds or
Go. Look at it
change my
that way.
morning routine.
Yep.
And so I changed my entire morning routine. Now I feel better. I don't know. Like, if I can do it, though, I'm one of the most stubborn people in the world, and I love convenience. If I can do it, you guys can do
So
it.
give up your Starbucks coffee in order to get the house that you want. 15,000 to 30,000
It's like a
affordability.
fair trade.
Not give up, but cut back.
Buy a nice damn house and then get yourself a coffee maker
A
to
nice
put in your
coffee
house.
maker.
Imagine if you did intermittent fasting. Now you're not even eating breakfast at all. What's that do to our budget?
That's what I do.
I'll let you know in 3 months.
And you don't even get hungry after the second day. You're just like, oh, it's 3:00. I didn't eat. What the hell?
Yeah.
Well,
Forgot to
we got health tips and we got financial tips. But like, seriously,
There's the data there together. It is.
Yeah.
It is more financially responsible to be healthy. Believe it or not.
It is.
It's crazy.
long term. I think we got Bill Bloom on talking about like the long term healthcare cost and what it actually costs you to be unhealthy in a million different ways.
Oh my God.
There's quantifiable, objective and subjective numbers there too.
Sure.
But it's just starting with a little change.
Yep.
And turning it into something else. Nick, I'm not sure if you've read this book before. Adam, I'm sure you have. Atomic Habits by James Clear. And it's just literally like writing out where you're spending your time, where you're spending your money.
Genius.
Easy.
What the hell? All those books I read them, I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I spent.
It's just
I'm
you need
glad
it
I-
right in front of your face again.
I'm glad I spent
Yeah.
$29 for this page to tell me something that I already knew.
Right?
But I'm really going to get out there and do it today.
But you're motivated.
You gotta remember that you knew it.
But like that's as I was thinking about this a couple days ago. I was walking around my neighborhood, thinking like, a lot of people are complaining about the cost of food and the cost of just having a household and living. Right? But these small little changes that kind of flip the switch on that a tiny bit. But like, we always hear like, oh, the cost of housing is so crazy. Well, you ever go to like McDonald's and see what a Big Mac meal costs now, or
What is
what
it?
a Jimmy
Like
John's?
$8 maybe?
I don't even at McDonald's. We'll call my
No.
brother-in-law real quick and ask him.
I ordered like a sandwich somewhere. I was in Valpo, and it was like a 12-inch sandwich, and it was like $18.
Yeah.
Because it was like,
What
You know,
happened
it
to
was
the $5
nice.
foot?
What happened to that was in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
I went the way of Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow.
You don't want to hang out with those footlongs.
Ooh.
But usually, if you look at it and just go, all right, like now everyone at McDonald's is making $15 to $17 an hour.
Yeah.
So would you rather be hammering nails on a roof or just flipping a burger back there, right? Like way less stressful. So now these builders are competing for those laborers. Well, now houses are going to cost, they're naturally going to cost more.
Yeah.
You just got to look at it and go,
We didn't start the fire.
Exactly. We didn't start it personally. Blame other people for starting this fire. But if buying a house and the fear of budgeting right now, or the fear of increased house prices is stressing you out, you can give any of us a call. We'll talk you through it.
Slow down, have a plan.
Well, and I think so I look at $100 a month here, and I look at conversations I've had with Nick and his buyers and sellers and whatnot about, hey, what are you comfortable with? What can you cut out of here, right? Is it going to make more sense for you to spend $100 more a month to buy the house that you want versus settling? Because buying and selling a house is an expensive thing. It's the do it right price and the do it twice price.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've had those conversations, and Adam, you and I have talked, I think last week, about people cutting insurance costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And leaving themselves exposed. Well, what's going to be better? Me making my own coffee in the morning and microwaving a bowl, like a breakfast bowl, versus me going through the drive-through and saving the extra $100 a month, or under-insuring myself, or buying a house in an area that I don't really want to buy a house in, but it's the only area I feel like I can afford.
These are all good.
Good points.
That's
That's how you got to break it down.
And he's got to look at it like a small incremental change, and he keeps stacking those ones up. Maybe we'll get James Clear on here to talk about it.
Little wins to big wins, right?
That's it. And Nick, you've sold enough houses. People love to own a home, right?
They do. They love it when they buy a house that they love and that they want, as long as they can get it. So
Yeah, it's little changes. Hey, quiet down back there.
Bless you now in the gallery.
Yeah.
Bless you now in the
So
gallery.
Sorry about our fan club here.
What else? What else are you seeing in the real estate market here?
real estate market is same thing, man. It's hot. Everything's going. Now's a great time of year with the summer. Everybody's getting out of school, trying to get in their new school district. So I know we've been on a lot of listing appointments here, getting ready to list between May and June, which is always a hot spot. I mean, you always get the spring market, which is a good start, but the summer market, I think, is a stronger market.
So you're telling me people are listing? They're willing to sell their houses with their 3% interest rates because they want to move.
They are, because once they realize how much they can sell that house for, and how many buyers are out there waiting for just one house to come for sale in that market, then it makes sense. Then it makes sense, and then you could take that money, whatever you want to do with it, downsize, buy a house, put a big down payment on a larger home, and your payments better than what you thought it might be, and the rate doesn't really matter that much.
Buy a fancy espresso maker so Nick can come over and hang out at your house.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
He'll teach you how to do it.
Yep.
So
I'll take it. So it's it's a hot market right now. Everything's going, Illinois and Indiana, both sides. So staying busy.
All right. Any picks? What's the after the Preakness, the Belmont?
Belmont, I haven't taken a look at that yet. I got to see.
All right. Well,
Get me on before that. Maybe we'll smoke some actual cigars this time.
Yeah. Open up the
All
garage door.
Yep.
Yeah,
Put
look
the
at
fan
that.
on.
Don't
I'm
make sure-
missing the mint juleps that we had last time.
Right, yeah.
Adam
It
missed
shows
all
us
that. We
that
had some.
We're gonna change it to the debauchery show, the morning debauchery on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Well, Nick, how do people get in touch with you? I know we kind of just rambled on about budget and all that fun stuff for a little
That's
bit.
all right. Facebook anytime. Look up Realtor Nick Osing. That's our Facebook page, Instagram page. You can give us a call, 630-284-9624 anytime.
Awesome.
Adam, people get you.
You know where to find me.
We're on the screen.
Come
right
by the show. Come by the show next Wednesday. We'll have a special prize for whoever shows up.
I think next week we're talking. We talked about this a little bit, but
They get a fresh thing of bitters.
perfect.
Wow.
I had a really good one, but we're not gonna fire that one off.
Uh-oh.
But I think next week we're gonna talk. I think Tony Minadero is gonna be on again, and Adam's gonna talk about a different strategy. If mortgages and that fear kind of scare you, but real estate investing also kind of scares you a little bit, how can we take insurance products, financial products, merge them all together to build a comprehensive wealth building strategy, not just for you, but for your whole family?
Yeah.
Nick, you better tune in, because I think your daughter's going to love to hear about this.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be watching.
Great
Making those college funds build up, right? Don't worry. Those student loans will get forgiven too.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it.
Whoops. All right, we're out of here before we get in trouble, break anything. Fan club, thanks
All
for
right.
coming.
That's where you clap. There we go.